Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. My name is JGOD. In today's video we're going to actually cover something a little bit different, and I wanted to talk about operator mods. And since the game came out, there's been a total of 18 different operator mods the day the game launched, and all the way up until today, 6 months into the game, we still have a total of 18 operator mods. And I'm going to talk about at least 30 different options that we have that could have been added to the game to increase variety, make it feel like it's a brand new game, and make actually a lot of the weapons feel a little bit different. But when I go to the Vapor, there's something like the bayonet. This one is a complete trade-off. Now you can go around stabbing people with the bayonet. Maddox, we got Echo Fire, which fires the weapon twice as fast, but you do it like a burst fire where it's like do-do, do-do, do-do instead of da-da-da-da-da. So you get that variety. Doesn't mean it's better. Some people swear by the Echo Operator mod. Some people, like myself, think it's a complete waste of an attachment. We go to the GKS. We got Quad Shot, which basically makes it a 4-round burst weapon from a full auto, completely overhauling the weapon. Fitfire, we get Wildfire, which basically makes it get like rapid fire times 4 or something insane. Gets the fastest rate of fire in the game. Cordite, Belt Feed. Pretty much most people are familiar with this one. Pretty much you get 600 rounds. You don't have to reload. Pretty much you can fire 60 bullets at a time and then let it cool down. It'll also overheat. SOG, you get dual wield. You gotta get where I'm going with this. So what I really wanted to focus on is the variety that can be added into the game. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to go back to an older Call of Duty, which wasn't nearly as popular. But if you guys stick with me, you guys are gonna see a bunch of opportunity that they could have added in and injected into this game, because it's completely balanced out by the fact that it requires 3 creative class slots. The wild card plus the 2 additional pick 10 slots for the actual attachment. So a lot of the things, they can be really strong, but you're going to take a real big hit when it comes to perks and other attachments. So let's go ahead and transition into the other game. But if you guys do enjoy the video, please remember to hit that thumbs up so we can get this video over 500 likes. And then if you are brand new to the channel, or you're one of the 80% that continue to watch these videos, just hit the subscribe button, turn it from red to gray. And that's obviously if you're a returning viewer. If this is your first time to the channel, go ahead and hold out a little bit. If you do like the content, make sure you do subscribe so you find your way back to the channel with notifications on. So let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so now we're over here in Infinite Warfare, which I know was not a very popular Call of Duty. I personally was a fan of the game. I know there's a ton of people out there that were a fan of the game once they gave it a chance. After about 3 months, it kind of worked itself out, where it became one of the better jetpacking Call of Duty. Still not a great Call of Duty because it's not boots on the ground or whatever, but that's a different story. So let's go ahead and talk about these different weapons. They gave you actually a ton of weapons. If you did these mission team depot things, these ones at the end typically give you a positive and a minus. Just depends. Sometimes it's better than others. It really just depends. So right here, we have this Windfall variant for the FHR-40, which is SMG. Killing an enemy refills a portion of your health. That's very similar to what we had in World War II with the Commando. Every time you got a kill, you would get a portion of your health back. Gemini, Twin Sanity. Basically, it converts this into akimbo. Basically what we saw with the SOG. Why can't we do that with other weapons? Increase movement speed while aiming down sight. So basically, it's like you get stock on this weapon built in. The Deimos, right? So we got the Deimos here. Killing an enemy grants increased fire rate and reduce recoil for a short period of time. So basically, when you get kills, you're going to get a faster rate of fire, and you'll have reduced recoil, but only when you get kills, not just on random. So this is very good for a good player to take advantage of, but still nothing crazy yet. NV4. So the first one says infinite damage range but reduced fire rate. Imagine something you could put on the weapon that you don't have any damage drop off, so it'll always be 4 shots to kill or 5 shots to kill, but the fire rate is greatly reduced, so you have a little bit maybe less recoil because the fire rate isn't as high, and you're going to be able to adjust for that. We also have Celerity. It increases hip fire rate and reduces aim down sight fire rate. Kind of a trade-off. So basically, if you're going to run a gun, you get faster fire rate. If you're going to actually aim down sight at any point, you're going to get a slower fire rate. The weapon's going to perform different regardless if you're aiming down sight or not. So now we got the R3K. Weapon fires a fully automatic with reduced recoil. Because in case you guys didn't know, the R3K was actually a 3-round burst weapon. And when you use this variant, basically makes it full auto. So it'd be like if you had the ABR, you can make it a full auto. Even though now you kind of can with that operator mod, it would just be consistent fire rate all the way through. Same thing with the Swordfish. Imagine having the Swordfish, but it had a full auto, so you wouldn't actually, so the damage profile and damage drop off would all be the exact same, but you'd have to actually fire all 5 bullets to hit somebody. So it'd be pretty good that way, right? Now we have Invective. This one's actually pretty cool. Bonus headshot damage, reduced lower leg damage. So imagine equipping an attachment. It was kind of like high caliber, but it actually made your legs do less damage. So if someone's jumping in the air, especially in this Call of Duty, it was kind of more of a hindrance because then you could shoot them in the leg. So it prioritized you actually shooting in the chest and above. Deals increased damage, but fires one bullet at a time. So this one, the Volk, was actually a full auto weapon. And what they did is they converted it. So now when you actually use the Goliath version, basically it's a semi-auto. So it operate much more like the Auger DMR. But there's plenty of weapons in the game that could do this. Imagine if you had, let's say, the Vapor, and then all of a sudden it was a semi-auto. You can actually, but it deals more damage. So at certain ranges it would be more effective, but it'd be semi-auto, so you'd have to spam that trigger. Variety. That's all we're asking for, people, right? But right here it says melee kills in alt mode create a cone explosion. So what happens with these weapons, you're actually able to take them apart, and when you meleeed with them, it would do damage and it would kill, right? It'd be a melee, like a melee weapon, like a knife or whatever the case is. But in this particular case, what you would do is you would melee and then it would explode so that it can actually cause blow up damage. So if anyone's nearby, you can actually potentially cause damage to the next person. So pretty cool there, different. And then we also have the Grail, which is another DLC weapon. Fully charged shot that caused damage. So this one, it was actually like a 3-round burst type of thing, but you had to shoot, hold it first. If you just shot it, it worked very much like the ABR. You would just spam it, and it was a little bit slower. But if you held it before actually letting go of the trigger, it could actually charge up a shot, and it would hit the person, and it would explode. So if someone's camping next to somebody else, you can actually hit them and it would do explosion damage and actually hit the other person. But obviously you're at a disadvantage because you literally have to hold it to charge it up. It's not a quick process either. So right here we have the Cerberus. The gun has an underbarrel shotgun, right? They could do noob tube, they could do underbarrel shotgun, they could do a lot of things. It's gonna take up 3 attachments, the wild card plus the 2 attachments, so makes it really easy there, right? Ripper, increased fire rate. This one is like the wildfire operator mod. Basically the exact same. Bosozoku. I think I just called it the Bozoku before, but this one was kind of funny. You deal extra damage to the groin instead of the head. So normally there's a 10% multiplier when you shoot the head. So you do 10% more damage. So if you do 40, it's gonna do 44 to the head. Well, this one would be the weird because then when you shoot them in the waist area, you're gonna end up getting additional damage there versus actually headshots. Kind of an odd one, right? Blitzkrieg. This weapon has a single underbarrel grenade launcher. Basically, you could do that and you'd get a grenade launcher. You get a smoke launcher. Nothing crazy, right? Snowflake. Underbarrel temporarily freezes target. Regenerates ammo. So you can actually shoot it and then pretty much it's like a EMP grenade. Double magazine size can no longer reload. That sounds like a lot like the Cordite belt feed operator mod, right? Exactly. Mammoth. Doubles damage, slow rate of fire, slower ADS, and slower movement speed. So basically you get nerfed in 3 different ways to get more damage, but the weapon feels completely different. You use this in full auto mode versus the regular slow fire mode. It's a big difference. Very noticeable. Sentinel. Vertical bullets. This one is the wildest thing. It shoots out, I think, 4 or 5 bullets, and they're all in a straight line. So you can be wasting a lot of ammo. Very hard to hit people off a head glitch. If you happen to hit people out in the open, like you gotta line up the shot perfectly and it'll hit them all across. So you can waste a lot of bullets with this one, but very unique, be worth trying out. Right here we have Fury, akimbo LMGs. This was never good. Some people used it, they thought it was fun. Overall, I never really used it. I thought it was one of the dumbest things because it was what it was, but it's variety. Who thought akimbo on LMGs? People had fun with it regardless, even if it was good or bad. Smoothbore. This is actually pretty crazy. They did a similar thing in World War II, which was a rifled bullet. This one says fire single powerful bullet, because with this, normally the shotgun, there's a spread. You see it like a little grayed out box, whatever it is. A ton of hipfire spread. If you fire from hipfire, you're not gonna hit the bullet. It's only one bullet. You're not getting like 15 pellets coming out at once. So pretty much what will happen is when you go to actually use the weapon, you're gonna actually have to aim down sight, and it will be lethal at any range. Pretty much it's a one-shot kill. But it's a shotgun, so it's not like you could spam it like boom, boom. So it's a little bit different. It doesn't have the sights like a sniper. Firebug, incendiary, damage sets target on fire. We've seen that one before, right? Mog 12, pretty much. How is that not different? You kind of get my point here. There's ton of variety that they could add into the game. I know we had to go back to this game to kind of show off what that was all about. Obviously people aren't a fan of this game, but that's not the point of the video. The point of the video was to show off if they could introduce these types of changes into Black Ops 4, it could just create that variety. Because right now, I've used all the weapons in Black Ops 4. I've used every variation of them. There's nothing new. We haven't had a DLC weapon for about a month. We have the shotgun, and then we have some lame SMG. Played with it recently. It got a little bit of buff. Video might be coming out later. But at the end of the day, we've used the same exact weapon, and it's not changing. So if you guys are interested in any of these, let me know. Go ahead and put it down in the comment section. What was your favorite variant that you think they could add and directly transfer over to Black Ops 4? And then if you guys did enjoy the video, please remember to hit that like button. And if you're brand new to the channel, make sure you do subscribe with notifications on. See you all in the next one. Thank you for watching. As always, have a great day.